Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your Rangers review. It is your team news reaction video. We did plan to go live at 7 p.m, but apologies if we have gone slightly earlier than you would have liked. But you thought we'd just dive on now with the teams dropping. Chris Jack is braving the elements for us at Dens Park. Lovely backdrop there, Chris. How was your drive up?
Not too bad. All fine. So people give us a hard time if we're slightly late, so they can't give us a hard time for being slightly early this time around. So as you say, the teams are out. So we thought we'd just crack on, and I dare say one name is going to dominate the first couple of minutes of this conversation, Derek.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a big surprise in the back line. So without much further ado, let's get the Rangers team up. I'll take off that little breaking news logo there so we can see it in its entirety. So Rangers lining up, Liam Kelly in goal. A back four of... in fact, that is not the team. I don't know why I've got that up. Let's remove that. Thought I'd downloaded the right one. So I'll bring it up. Let's see, where are we? This is it here. That is not a good start. So we'll bring up the correct lineup. I don't know where that came from there, but here we go.
This is what happens when we go early. You're not even prepared for that early.
I'm flapping here, but this should be us now. Second time of asking. That's how you know it's live, folks. So just processing now, and without much further ado, there we go. So Rangers lining up with Kelly in goal. Back four of Ridvan, Proper, Nsiala and Jefty. The midfield of Barron, Diamande with Cherny, Bayrami and Hadji supporting Hamza Igaman up top. Rangers on the bench tonight go with Mason Munt, Cortez, Dessers, Matondo, Dowell, King, McCausland, Rice and Danilo. Chris, as you touched on, the big news is, of course, Clinton Nsiala making his Rangers debut tonight. We've not seen him at all in the first team this season. Thrust into the back line, of course, with a number of injuries in that defence. Robin Proper, incidentally, is a captain tonight as well, folks. I don't think there's too much of a surprise there. But Nsiala coming in, did that surprise you?
It was one of two, wasn't it? It was either going to be Nsiala or it was going to be Leon King. Certainly after the manager's press conference comments yesterday didn't exactly give off hugely encouraging vibes. There were a lot of the centre halves coming back. We've just not seen enough of Nsiala to know if he's at the level, if he's aware of it. You also saw him down in Birmingham at the pre-season game. Apart from that, we're just not sure where he's actually at. I think we both spoke a couple of weeks ago about him and thought the Fraserburgh game might be the one that you would put him in and see how he does, but or the circumstances have dictated otherwise. So it's a real chance for him, and he's not played a game like this. I wouldn't have thought. He's come through various academies. There's actually a piece that we had on him over the summer detailing his youth career and his move to Rangers. He was highly sought after. He did have offers from elsewhere, chose Rangers because he believed that they would give him that pathway. It's maybe taken him longer than he would have hoped for to get this chance, but it's finally come around. It's about through circumstances, and it's a great chance for him just to go and show what he can do. So time will tell if he's at the level or not.
Yeah, Paolo Maldini says he's a decent player, so I'm going to take his word for it. But his first game for Rangers, and as Duncan quite rightly points out, it's his first professional game ever, not just for us. Yeah, absolutely is. So a real baptism of fire for him tonight. I'm sure when he kicked off his footballing career that he would never have expected to be starting his first senior game at Dens Park, freezing Dens Park no less as well. But let's hope he has a decent game. Like I say, I did watch him in pre-season down at Birmingham. Thought he did some good things in what was a pretty abject Rangers performance before the season kicked off in full. But big night for him at the back. I'd imagine he'd be playing he's a left-sided centre-back, isn't he, Chris? So I'd imagine he'd be playing on the left with Proper on the right-hand side of that back line.
You would assume so. So Robin Proper has shown his adaptability, and that he can play either of those either of those roles. So as the more experienced operator, it's up to him to move to accommodate Nsiala, and also up to him to try and talk him through it and try and give him as much encouragement and as much advice as possible. Cut pressure on proper shoulders tonight, just because of that situation that we've touched on, that the manager spoke about again yesterday. If everyone was fit, you wouldn't have picked Robin Proper to play here tonight. I wouldn't have thought. So fingers crossed he can help Nsiala get through this one. As the comment touched on there, it's a big step for him, playing his not just making his debut, making a professional debut here. So a big night for him, a big night for Robin Proper, and he also wears I think, as we touched on yesterday, the day before, Robin Proper has the captain's armband in the absence of Nico Raskin as well.
Yep. Me and Joshua touched on that this morning. I think it was either going to be Kelly, Proper, or Hadji that we're going to get the captain's armband. So, no surprise to see Proper getting it. Blue Bells at Blue says, sorry, what's the bench again, Derek? It is Munn, Cortez, Dessers, Matondo, Dowell, King, McCausland, Rice, and Danilo. Just on King, I expected King to start tonight, Chris. Robert with the point says, so King's career at Rangers is over then. Big call from the manager to bring in Clinton Nsiala, given that King was drafted in to replace Dujon Sterling last weekend. Rangers are down to the bare bones, and King still not getting a shout. That says to me that manager doesn't fancy him. I can probably see him moving on.
I think even if King had got that nod tonight and he'd been the one in ahead of Nsiala, I don't think it was going to be the start of some kind of redemption and earning himself a new contract. His Rangers career is coming to an end. It's coming to a relatively low key end, unfortunately. He's not kicked on. He's not made the progress that Rangers needed him to, that Rangers expected him to. So his Rangers career will come to an end. I know Josh had a piece on the site a couple of weeks ago saying I think it was King and Adam Devine would be allowed to move on. And as we touched on the briefing the other day, there's this generation almost of young academy players who, for one reason or the other, their Rangers careers have just got away from them. King falls into that category, as does Devine, as does Lowry. It's best for these guys to move on in the summer. So even if Leon King had got the nod tonight, if they played tonight, he's not going to then suddenly emerge as the first choice at centre half. His days at Ibrox are numbered. Time will tell where that's going to be at the end of the transfer window or where it'll come at the end of the season.
Yep. Your Bobag says, evening troops, Nsiala cordball tonight. Hopefully Murray doesn't tear him a new one. Simon Murray up front for Dundee. I'll give you that Dundee team in full as well, folks. They line up in what looks like a 3-4-2-1 formation. Carson in goal, Ingram, Robertson and Astley at the back. A midfield of Donnelly, Garza, Sila and Tiffany, with Mulligan and Aderumi supporting Simon Murray up top. So that is how Tony Docherty lines up his team. Moving on from midfield to the front line, Chris, don't think there's any surprise with that front line. That is the Rangers' strongest front four, if you like, at this moment in time. Probably an argument for Danilo to come in. I can understand why he's on the bench again. I think it's just baby steps with Danilo, expecting to come off the bench at some point this evening. And Barron was always going to come in for Nico Raskin, wasn't he?
I think that was the obvious choice for Barron to come in. I had a piece on the site yesterday morning looking at Barron's season and what an opportunity this was for him. It's a real chance for him to come in and show what he can do in that midfield role. So no surprises there. Diomande was always going to play. Barami, I think there could have been a call whether it's him or Danilo. Not a massive surprise that it's Danilo that gets that place. And obviously Agaman is very much the man of the moment. So if Rangers are looking for a bit of quality and a bit of inspiration, you're looking at that number 9 or that number 29 as it is. But that number 9 role, a lot of talk about over the course of the season. You would back Agaman to go and put a performance once again tonight.
Yeah, as a PA kicks in behind you, so tell Katie Tunstall to shut her mouth at this moment in time. That's very nice of her. So we'll crack on with the video just now. Interesting, I've seen a comment saying Lyle Cameron not in the Dundee squad, which is an interesting one. Of course, he has been linked with a move to Rangers. He's a decent player, Chris. Just looking at tonight, and it's probably a benefit to Rangers that he's not playing.
Definitely, he's always caught the eye in these matches. I think he's always looked really accomplished, always looked really impressive. He's one that I know a number of Rangers fans would like to see end up at Ibrox at some stage. Again, I think we touched on it the other day. They're looking at signings from Scotland that could come in and add to the squad and add to the team. He's definitely one of them. So interested to try and find out. I'm sure the manager will do a couple of interviews before the game, so it might get a bit of clarity on what the issue is there. But certainly, from a Rangers winning the game perspective, it's definitely a bonus that he's not on the Dundee team sheet.
Yeah. Kudos to those that noticed my little slip up there. I'm sure that'll be getting clipped up and shared throughout. Full Victim says, Freudian slip there, Derek. Yeah, absolutely. Getting a bit tongue-tied here. But there you go. So that is it, the Rangers team, of course. Big night, as we touched on, for Clinton Nsiala. Ian with a point as well. He says, Derek, I think someone may have been listening to our conversation regarding Nsiala. Yeah, he messaged me earlier on today about Clinton and when he's going to get his opportunity. Well, he certainly gets it tonight, and let's hope he stands up to anything that Dundee throw at Rangers. That team again in full. Kelly in goal, Ridvan Proper, Nsiala and Jeffrey at the back, Barron and Diamandi at the base of the midfield, by Rami, Cherny, Hadji and Egeman leading the line for Rangers. I want to go on to Instagram Live because I often miss out comments on that platform. Christian Wright gets in touch. Evening, Christian. He says, what's your score predictions, Derek and Chris? I'm sort of torn. Rangers' away record at this moment is shocking, to say the least. That being said, they are playing on a Thursday. I noticed someone pointed out that Rangers did lose to St Mirren and they played on a Thursday. So I don't know what we're going to get tonight, Chris, I've got to say. I'm sure Dundee will look at that Rangers backline and sense they can get at them. They'll look at what other teams have done to Rangers on their travels, and I'm sure they'll fancy it tonight. I'm not too sure. I'm confident that this Rangers team can go out there and pick up all 3 points. They do have the quality. Do they have the sort of the cojones, if you like, if things are going to get physical tonight and Dundee are going to be up in their faces to get over the line? I'm not too sure if they are. How do you see it going?
A difficult one to call, a difficult one to predict, because Rangers are just so unpredictable. They're so inconsistent these days. Certainly away from home, you think about even just in recent times, they're really poor at St Mirren, really poor at Fir Park. Started well at Easter Road and then couldn't see it out. So there's so much on the table when it comes to Rangers away from home. As you touched on, you look at the top end of the pitch, and by Rami, Cherny, Hadji and Egeman, there's goals in that area of the side. There's more than enough quality there for Rangers to go and win the game. It's can they defend properly? Can they show a game management that was so sorely missing at Easter Road? Or can they get themselves in a good position and then see it out? So there's a lot of questions on the table for Rangers tonight. I would fancy them just to sneak it, but I don't think it's going to be a classic, put it that way.
No, I don't think so either. And before you go there, Chris, Bluebells Are Blue says, what's the pitch looking like? Of course, you had numerous wasted journeys last season due to the state of the surface. I'd imagine it'll be a bit hard tonight given the temperature, but is it looking decent enough?
Thankfully, yes. It's green, it looks flat, there's no frost on it, there's no water on it, so it's a lot better than the last couple of times we were here. There are footballs on it, there are people running about on it, so I think we're officially good to go. So as long as Rangers are here on time, that was also one of the issues over the last couple of seasons as well, Rangers being delayed. So Rangers are here, so as long as the fire alarms don't go off, we're good to go for a game of football here tonight.
Forgot that happened the last time as well, dearie me. Right, that'll do us there, folks. Thank you to Chris as ever, and thank you to you all for tuning in to the show. That Rangers team again: Kelly, Ridvan, Proper, Nsiala, Jeffrey, Baron Diamandi, by Rami, Cherny, Hadji and Egeman. We'll be back. Myself and Joshua will be on a video upon the full-time whistle. So we hope you can join us then. Let's hope that Rangers can sort out their away record hoodoo and get 3 points on the board. But we'll speak to you a little later on, folks. Enjoy the game, and bye for now.
Bye.